The Open Line Radio Show is supported in part by Finders Keepers, the place with your residential hardware needs, small engines, outdoor power equipment, bathroom accessories, electronics, lighting, plumbing, and everything in between. Located in the Southern Development Office Building, at 1006 Surrey Street, Lafayette. Telephone 337-780-8149. That's Finders Keepers.
You are now tuned into my man, Brother Jay, and our conscious sister, bringing the people the knowledge on the Open Line Radio Show on 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana. 88.3 FM.
You are now listening to the only radio talk show with its hands on the pulse of the community. It's the Open Line Talk Show, with Brother Jay and Sister Khadisha, heard exclusively only on KIEE 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana.
KIEE, the Louisiana Superstation, presents the community's #1 radio talk show, The Open Line, if you have an open mind.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Open Line. I'm Brother Jay. I'll be here with my co-host, Sister Khadijah. Stay tuned and relax for the Open Line on KIEE 88.3, your superstation. Welcome to the Open Line on KIEE 88.3, your superstation. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of KIEE 88.3 staff or management. Thanks for listening.
The Open Line Radio Show. You can call us at 337-534-0036. That's 337-534-0036. For talk and information on Louisiana Superstation, KIEE 88.3 FM.
Darkness no longer, a child is born. Mother shed tears of joy as baby tests his lungs. But daddy's not there where he ought to be. Somewhere in Georgia, skinning and shooting craps on his knees. Another victim born out here in the hood. And based on statistics, it really ain't all good. Welfare takes the tab, and daddy can't sign, and it can't be seen. The family becomes a crime. The hunt is on, and brother, you're the prey. Serving time in jail, it just ain't the way. I'm living so hard, baby, that my hair's gray. We got to make a change. It's a brand new day. A new world order, a brand new day. It's a new day. A change of mind for the human race. It's a new world order, a brand new day. A change of mind for the human race. Operation in flux, and it's on the way. We just marched 1 million plus the other day. Look, we all witnessed the sweat rolling down Miss Liberty's head. She knows the sleeping giant is no longer sleeping dead. Oh, what a fulfillment of prophecy. Let us teach the children freedom's never been free. It's okay to cry, go ahead and cry. 'Cause Jesus wept, but hope and faith be kept. It's a new day. World order, a brand new day. It's a change of mind for the human race. It's a new world order, a The die has been cast, and there's no need to fear, 'cause people, the answer to your prayers are here. Sister Mary, don't you weep. Tell mother not to moan. We need the love, and that is coming home. There's no need to worry. The times dictate a plan. Mother Earth is giving birth to a brand new man. Sister, I know you're misunderstood, but hold on to your man, 'cause the future looks good. It's a new day, a new world order, a brand new day. It's a new change of mind for the human race. It's a new world order, a brand new day. It's a change of mind for the human race. Beware of the lies and false prophecy. We are many with eyes, but don't all really.
Hotep Habarigani or Assalamu Alaikum. Another beautiful day this morning, particularly since we got our beautiful lawyer in the house, Attorney Dua. How you doing, Attorney Dua?
Good morning. I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here today as usual. I love coming over here on Wednesdays.
Yeah, anything could pop up on a Wednesday. Welcome, Sister Khadijah. Welcome, Attorney Dwight Smith. New World Order, Curtis Mayfield, attorney. We got our attorney in the house today. We got Sister Khadijah. Will it be a New World Order post-election day? Anybody knows the answer? Or it's the same old, same old? I don't hear.
It's already a new world order, no matter how you look at it.
We figure you have to say something, but welcome, Sister Khadijah. It's always great to see you sitting in the Queen's chair, always, and to look to my left from where I'm positioned. You know, I'm not on camera. Shout out to AOC Community Media for having us on, like always. To look to my left and see the beautiful, dynamic attorney, and I'm saying that because I'm trying to get some ink from her office. You know, we got a shortage of ink over here.
I got you.
Good morning, attorney.
Good morning. So before we get started, let me throw out my normal disclaimer. Any information obtained here today is strictly informational. No attorney-client relationship or privilege has formed. This is strictly informational. If y'all need to get in contact with me, my number is 337-534-4020. Once again, 337-534-4020. Before we get started, believe it or not, Sister Khadijah beat me here today. She is ready to talk about election results.
Okay.
If she didn't want to beat anybody today, Brother Jay.
Well, I wanted to mention, that we have to give congratulations to Dr. Ernest Kinchin for a long and distinguished career in medicine, presented by Mary Kilaki. Dr. Kinchin was the first American to graduate from Tulane Department of Surgery's residency program in 1971. Dr. Kinchin, very own surgeon here in Lafayette, Louisiana.
And they got a few announcements. I don't have them with me, busy setting up, but I know they were supposed to have the St. Matthew Cemetery clean up last Saturday because we had inclement weather. City Councilman Dee Dee Johnson Reed had informed us. I didn't get a chance to really mention that, but on another show I mentioned it. But hopefully they're gonna give us some updated time frame on when they're gonna reschedule that too. Also, so many things else is going on, Sister Khadijah.
Yes.
We have the senior citizen thing coming up on the senior citizen thank you day. If somebody forward me the information, I'd be more than happy to read it. That's a tradition started by Ms. Janelle Shagwai. And it should be coming up, I think, November 17. I'm not clear on that. But if they forward me that information, we'll be sure to read it here on the Open Line Radio.
Oh, all right. So, with the election, where do you want to start, Attorney Dua?
I guess we can. I'm looking at Lafayette Parish. I am on my Go Vote app, which is the one that I was telling y'all about, where you can find your polling locations and it tells you what's on your ballot and all of that. So at the top is U.S. Senator.
Yes.
Yeah, we have John Kennedy reelected without any runoff repercussion. We have the third
Correct.
congressional Congressman Clay Higgins got reelected without any serious challenge. One of the big thing that set out for me was a little bit controversial about Amendment 7, Sister Khadijah. And you and I, we had Mr. Curtis Davis on with the group Decarcerate Louisiana, who's been pushing that information and the Black Voters Matter. But I was getting a little conflicting information because we know some of our elected officials, we know Mr. Vincent Pierre put out a social media post what choice to make, and we saw that Amendment 7 was X'd out by him. But we had Miss Maria Harmon of another group from Louisiana who works with Brother Curtis Davis, also himself, who had said we should vote yes. And if Mr. Vincent Pierre is listening, please call us at the open line and explain why you had that position. We want to keep it fair. Maybe with some reasoning because of the language. It was still somewhat convoluted, but some people were upset that you would put that type of post out at the last minute. So, that's the thing with me. I just want to get some clarity because when it comes to voting, like you guys say, we want some guidance from the people we trust in the community. But one group, a national Louisiana group, was saying one thing, and you guys and the elected officials were saying another. And I think that's confusion at the last minute. So if you feel like calling in, brother, you know how to reach us over here at the open line.
Correct. And just a couple of congratulations. Congratulations to our new Third Circuit Appellate Judge, Judge Ladrika Johnson Theory.
Oh, she won? Okay.
She did win.
Without any, yeah, because there was just two people.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And then for a city court judge, congratulations to attorney Roya Bustani. And then also, I still call him judge.
The runoff?
Correct.
Okay.
Judge Edwards is a runoff, and that's for city court.
Okay. Is this Khadijah?
Well,
I'm
yes.
just scrolling down. Go
ahead.
ahead.
We all scrolling this morning.
Right.
Yes. Well,
we know we have some elections also in all the different surrounding municipalities. What I'm trying to get some info on the police chief of Opelousas was another hotly contested race with the incumbent,
correct,
Chief McClendon.
Correct.
And the gentleman
and the other guy,
Mr. Twin.
I don't know his name.
I know his nickname called Twin.
That's what was on the signs, right?
Yeah.
He won.
I think
he
won.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a sea change going on in Opelousas, Louisiana.
Correct.
All right.
And I think that there's a runoff as well for the mayor's race as well with the current mayor and then also Attorney Charlie Lear.
Okay. And because I dealt mainly, my interest was on sitting up all night watching the national elections. That's the far-reaching implications that people should be worried about.
Correct.
I mean, because a lot of us, the political ramification of the previous president had his hands, his influence all over that election. But some were predicting what you call a red tide, where the Republicans and the conservatives will win those seats and take control of the House of Congress, but it hasn't not materialized. So hopefully, I'm saying for myself, hopefully not to give any, indication who I favor more so, but in my opinion, we might have a situation where Congress might still be controlled by the majority party in power with the president, the Democrats. So, because we know some of these candidates who were running on a lot of stuff that the previous president, who's probably now will probably more than likely get indicted because the elections is over, and I think the feds might make a move on him soon. So my thing is, if you got some people out there spewing a lot of lies and a lot of disinformation, we should be concerned who's going to be running the country, because we just had 4 or 5 years of rough stuff going on with all these indictments. So with let's say the other party, if they come in, Khadijah, it could be the same thing over and over. They want to indict, they want to investigate Biden, they want to investigate his son, they want to investigate. My thing is both sides keep doing the same thing, and nobody's going to jail yet.
Well, so why keep doing that? So the country's business not being taken care of. In the meanwhile, communities suffer because lack of funding, lack of legislation to put money in communities. So because they got a big fight in Congress, who they want to investigate. So that's nothing but confusion in D.C. So it remains to be seen if the Democrats could remain in control or the Republicans got that red wave like they wanted.
Correct. And
I see the election got you with a headache this morning, or maybe I'm giving you a headache because I'm telling you some stuff.
It might be you. It might be you. But that's correct. That's why these
that?
midterm elections are so important. And looking at the numbers, y'all did a good job voting, but you know, y'all could do better. We needed some more people to get out and to vote. Absolutely, because these midterm elections are very important because, like you were saying, they decide other things. And people, they want to vote for the big stuff like president and stuff like that. But the president is essentially a figurehead, is the people in Congress, the people in the Senate, you know, that make these very important decisions on things. So it's very important when we have these midterm elections to get out and vote.
Right, right.
Sister Khadijah?
Well, yes. Dealing with child support.
That wasn't on the agenda.
Child support and elections.
That wasn't on
that
the
wasn't
agenda.
one of the amendments.
No, yes, indeed. Dealing with child support. You had mentioned earlier in previous shows that how that the mother and the father should always work together, that the parents should always work together. And you say because things are so much better when they do work together. So from this election and everything, do you feel that child support dealing with parents can get on a better light with doing what's best for the children, doing what's best for the children?
I mean, I hope that our listeners are taking heed to what we're saying as far as these discussions about child support, or if not, if they are passing it on to someone that they know so that they can take heed to it. As far as the elections, I don't know, because we didn't have any district court judges running this time. We only had city court, and then we also had that third circuit race. And city court doesn't deal with child support, but the third circuit, if you take something up on appeal, they do deal with child support if you have some type of issue. So maybe.
Okay, and the appeal process is you filing against something that an unfavorable decision.
Correct. That's exactly what it is. Is you get a decision at the trial court level and you don't agree with it, and then you file an appeal on it.
Okay.
And you say, okay, you're not the final end all be all. Let me let the third circuit basically check your work and see what they say.
And at the third circuit, how many judges is at the third circuit? And is it and the third circuit is located right there in
the third circuit is Lake Charles.
Okay, located right there in Lake Charles, which is about an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 40 minutes, give or take, and stuff. So you can go before the third circuit in person with your client to argue the appeal.
Correct.
All
so
right.
and the appellate court is much different from district court. It's not all of that chaos that you see in district court. It is literally a majority all lawyers, because you're just arguing your case and why you think that the district court did not do what they were supposed to do. You don't have this big audience. It's very quiet. You literally can hear a pin drop in there.
Okay. Back to the election, they said that, the Louisiana constitutional amendments were voted on. A mayor of Melville, he died in a crash.
In a car wreck. That was the female, huh? What was her name? And I was looking at that last night because it was 3 females that were running in that race. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I wonder if they would have another election based on that, or well, probably not.
Well, no, because they had 2 other people that were running as well, so it was 3 of them. But it was like so tragic that she got killed in an accident yesterday on election day. So it was 2 others.
So in that type of case, her votes automatically is not counted,
No.
and it goes to the other two who won the most out of the other two, but they had to go get over a 50% margin.
I'm looking forward. Let me just
Okay.
say congratulations to my good friend Brian Seth Mouton. He won alderman that's in the city of Rain, Acadia Parish.
Okay, congratulations. Definitely congratulations.
And I'm going to St. Landry Parish. I can tell y'all exactly what her name is. We have a
Okay.
caller.
Yes. Caller, you have a question or a comment for the open line? You're on.
Yeah, Michael Bell. You know,
Michael, Michael, turn down your radio.
last night was a historical day for us black people.
Okay.
You know, we put a lot of black people in office nationwide. Women, black women, who I admire so much. We even put a gay woman in office for the first time. So actually, Donald Trump, what's happening now, it is backfiring on him. And even though we as black people did not come out like we should have, it just shows me the power that we would have if we come out in a mass.
Correct.
And thank you guys for doing what you're doing, and God bless, and keep doing what you're doing. Michael Bell.
That's absolutely correct.
Yes.
He told y'all a word. Y'all need to get out and vote, because again, a lot of times we hear all these arguments and stuff about things that we don't agree with. Well, why are you not voting? Why are we missing so many people at the polls that are not voting?
And I'm gonna start something again. We want to be starting something. Which song that is, Khadijah? Michael.
That's Michael Jackson.
You said child support. She said the key word. Well, let's look to the race in Georgia, United States Senate race. Herschel Walker and Reverend Warnock. Okay, that's the big fight. That would be the major fight. Control of the Senate, control of who's the shot callers with the Biden administration. Okay, Herschel Walker had some issues with child support, right?
Yeah.
And he denied some things, and he said some things.
Okay.
So you thank you for bringing that up. You reminded me of that key race in America that we should all pay attention to. That thanks to child support and Herschel Walker with his issue. Now, the thing with that, if that does not get resolved and they didn't have a certain percentage, it could be a runoff. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And so you're going to have to wait till December 6th when people have to vote in Georgia.
December the 10th.
December the 10th? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
December 10th.
And that's the problem in America. Some of these rules need to be changed. Some of these the way we elect people need to be changed, because I don't think the country could keep waiting that long to find out something. So you have the potential situation where something could change, you know? I mean, Herschel can have all his child support taken care of like some other congressman.
Correct. So back to Melville, the mayor's name was Velma Hendricks. So we just, of course, send out our condolences and deepest sympathy to her family.
Caller, you're on. Question or comment?
Yes, guys, since y'all thinking that we pulled a democracy off last night, let's try and look at the big picture. Black people are still the majority one incarcerated. Black people are still one fighting for their voting rights. And everything we do for these white people always end up turning against us. Yes, they need the black vote, but then when it's time to represent the black life, we don't hear none of the Democrats, none of the Republicans, none of the independents, not even our own black Democrats speak up on the injustice of what's going on with black people. Even now they can't even find the money to do the Ronald Green investigation. Fire those 3 officers that kill him, and you got enough money to investigate. We saw the tape. We don't need no more of that. And it's not fair about this democracy. That they play with black people and make us think that we did something, and then once they get back to straight in business, they live off of our backs. The Democrats had the power to change everything and put more judges. They didn't do none of the above. It's like puppeteering. Who can play us the most? From Republican, Democrat, and all that. Until we wake up and realize, until we have our own platforms, white people will keep controlling and ruling us. And thank y'all. Please talk on that more, because I know your radio station edits y'all.
Yes, caller. Thank you. Some very, very strong comments. Well, you know, all I could possibly say is that, you know, you live in the society, so we've got to try to continue to be a part of society the way we are. That is absolutely correct. We still is second with the highest incarceration rate in the world. Louisiana unjustly denies parole eligibility to many of its inmates, many of whom are first offenders. And then that amendment on
going back, did it pass? I mean, I'm all over everything else of the amendment. Did it pass or not?
The amendment number 7.
Yes.
I don't
Which one?
think
Number 7?
Yes, I don't think it passed. I'm not 100% sure, but
I can tell y'all.
With
Give me
what,
one moment.
with what Curtis them were trying to do was to let people know, yes, you do want to vote yes for that amendment because it's going to stop involuntary servitude.
It did not pass.
It did not pass. It did not pass.
And that's about 61%.
Okay. Ooh, Carly, you have a...
Mm-hmm. And just talking.
I'll let you know it did not pass.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
All right. You're right.
Correct. We were
Thank
just
you.
looking that up.
Uh-huh.
So talking again nationwide, the Democrats gained a seat, and this is the Senate results, and the GOP lost a seat. So
yeah, it's still up in the air. They still have counts.
Right, as of
with
now. Correct.
Other races they haven't called. And,
right.
This is the amendment right here. The list given out by Mr. Vincent Pierre. Maybe he want to just explain his side why he chose no, or maybe that's opposed from somebody else. But some people were upset that they would side with the other side and at least and vote against it. So
right. And
maybe
just,
give us a call.
And just going
Maybe
down
just
the amendments, period. We can just go down the amendments and tell y'all about that. Amendment number 1, that one did not pass. That was the one that modifies the maximum amount of monies in certain state funds that may be invested in equities. Let's see. And I'm just looking at multi-parish. Let me go. Y'all want me to go specifically to Lafayette Parish or just do multi-parish?
Oh, just
okay, I can do the multi-parish.
I wish I had the number for St. Mary Parish. We know this radio station serves.
I can look it up.
Yeah, okay. Okay, because we haven't heard a lot from St. Mary Parish. They had elections too.
Okay, I'll look it up for you. Hold on one moment.
And it's like this democracy, this so-called democracy. You know, it gets to you one way or another. However, we have to work within the democracy allegedly, and so that we can make the right type of changes that we want to.
I'm so glad
make.
you're not a radio insurrectionist. I want a T-shirt that says that. We're gonna take over the radio station.
Which numbers you wanted for St. Mary Parish?
Which number you wanted for St. Mary Parish?
I think they had some councilman race. There was
Yes.
a couple of council races in St. Mary.
See, they had some school
city
board
council
races.
Franklin. I don't know city council races in Franklin. I don't think the mayor was up. Lot we didn't hear this time from St. Mary Parish. That was served.
Well, they didn't have much.
I mean, serves a KIE audience.
They had a mayor town of Baldwin.
Yeah, Baldwin.
That was Clarence Vapey. Let's see. And then they had mayor town of Berwick.
Yeah. Anyone listening out there, we know you hear us loud and clear. You guys could call into the open line, area code 337-534-0036, and give us your update from St. Mary Parish.
And then Chief of Police, Town of Baldwin. Looks like it's a runoff between Anthony Gibson and Ronnie Fusilier.
Okay.
Let's see. Alderman, Town of Baldwin. Ooh, those numbers are tight. Looks like a runoff between Don Lancelin and Amber Richard Tillman.
Okay. All right.
And then the rest is just amendments.
Right. Right. For the U.S. House District 3, Clay Higgins won by 64.
Correct.
Without
a runoff.
7%. And you know what? And then you had like all the other candidates that was running against him. Mr. Holden Hoggart had 24.
Yeah, 24,000.
44,000 votes. Leslie Oliver LeBlanc had 23,488 votes. Tia LeBurn, 21,000. And you could go down and say, well, if they all had just put their votes all together, it would have been a different race. Because no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, if you had less people running.
No. If you had the people that were running against
the incumbent.
Yeah, if they were running against the incumbent and decided to like just pull all of their resources together and let one particular person.
Okay, I see.
They could.
More competitive.
Correct.
Right. They could have done that because when an incumbent wins like this, is saying a whole lot.
But it's consistently like this with him. Like, really and truly, I want to know what the secret is. Like, this is not new. It was like this last election cycle.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on.
Gotcha.
All right, caller, you have a question?
That's 64%. And
Good morning. How y'all doing? It's a great show on the day.
Yes,
7 people running against him. That's crazy.
It's Frida. I just wanted y'all to speak a little bit on. I just can't understand how these two kids keep winning by landslide.
And that's what I'm saying. I want to know what the secret is because he has 7 people running against him.
Well, we could only give
winning by landslide.
Yeah, we could only give our opinion based on us being hosts of this show.
And
it's a red state. Louisiana's a completely red state. Louisiana don't even figure into the national conversation of whether or not they have a chance to elect somebody, or let's say from a more progressive or democratic situation. Louisiana consistently been a red state, and we got, the likes of the 3rd Congressional Congressman he had made some outrageous statements that made national news. It seemed that the people in Louisiana does not care what he hasn't, my opinion, hasn't lived up to being what a U.S. Congressman should be doing when it came to hurricane relief in Lake Charles, because we had a lot of people call us about that. Okay. Call us as radio hosts, and I say, well, what we doing when we doing the show, we could only give our somewhat guidance, and you got to go out there and express yourself how you feel about a candidate. Because if you're hosting the show, you don't want to always seem like you're not balanced on what you put out.
Correct.
But when we have a debate on something, that's a different story. When somebody comes and talk and debate me on the issues of that candidate, that's a different way. But when we're giving out information during election time, we got to keep it balanced.
Yeah. Right.
And like I say, Louisiana's a red state, a completely red state.
That's exactly, but still, it's some kind of niche or something that they've tapped into, because even the numbers with Senator John Kennedy, 62%. About 15 people running
He made
against
outrageous
him.
statements, and outrageous statements with the media and those type of thing. That's the order of the day.
12 people. 12 people running against him. 7 were running against Higgins. 62 and 64%.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot if they had combined it all. Caller, you have a question or a comment? You're on.
Yeah, Sister Khadijah, you made a comment to why these white people don't get together and pick one candidate. Black people used to do that back in the day. And our biggest thing is we putting too many fake black people in office because they're educated and not worried about the people. This is a job to these people. And a lot of people ask what's the secret to Kennedy and Clay Higgins, so say always winning. It's called lie until it becomes true. And look, I like Kennedy and I like Clay Higgins. They're hurting more white folks than anything. That's not our fight. Let those white folk let these people put them in the garbage.
But what you mean lie until you make it true?
That kind of politics.
Yeah.
Wait, so
keep telling a lie, ma'am. You're a judge. I mean, you're a lawyer.
So
if you keep telling the same lie, you got enough people saying it, people will start to believe you. Remember when they said black people were animals?
Okay, I see now. I was trying to understand.
Yes.
So if you keep saying something to somebody, every media news outlet takes it and say it over again. This is how Fox creates a monster.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And we got to understand that kind of politics. It's not get out of it and start our own, because we are people with civilization and we have good humanity. We don't like treating people bad, but when we send our black people to these elections, they try to appease the white people to get their votes. And that's where they go wrong, because now they owe these people a favor. And a lot of these white rich people are sponsoring some of these black candidates so they can distract the vote.
Okay, sir, we got a lot of calls. Can you please take your time? All right, thank you.
And it's like a lot of things that's being said is absolutely correct.
Well, the discussion the lady brought up about explain that about why they went. So we need to have a roundtable discussion in our community, the people we serve on this radio station, about why they keep consistently doing this, why these things happening. And
but my question is, can we actually have that though?
Yeah,
it's so much crab in the bucket mentality,
right?
And it is
right.
So that's the question: can we actually do that?
Well, you see, in the answer, people would say also, people need to vote. That's the answer. But the manipulation by media is another thing. If I say something crazy and outrageous, get on TV and local CBS affiliate and say something crazy, I might be uplifted 1,000 times.
Okay, Carly, you have a question or a comment?
A quick comment.
You're on.
Look, I can feel the brother's frustration, but at the same time, we cannot continue, bashing each other. Let me tell you a quick story. In 1970, I came back to New Iberia to visit before I went to the Marine Corps and Vietnam. Mr. Eden Augusta, who was a principal at J.B. Livingston Elementary all-black school.
Yes.
So he said, Bell, what I want you to do, take a ride down Hopkins Street before you leave. And I did that, and I looked at all the black stores and the black business, because Hopkins Street was the place, black business. He said, because when integration comes, we're going to lose all that. Sure enough, that's what happened. We should have been separate but equal in a certain way. I'm saying this to say to that brother, we are part of the system now. We can't afford to lose what we have gained. We are part of this. We just have to work with it. We can't stop voting. We can't stop participating because we're a part of it. Now, we just have to get our act together and be strong, and we don't need to have conflict between each other, because these people thrive on that. That's how they took the nation of the Indian nation, this country, because they were fighting amongst each other, and we have to stop that. And I'm saying this is from my heart. But Mr. Eden Augustine, an old black principal, told me, we are going to lose what we gained. The black stores, the black schools, the black-owned park and recreation. We didn't have to go to cross the bayou to get the West End Park to let's say we want to give a party or dance or something for the kids. But now we have to report to them simply because we lost what we had. No, sister, you are so right. We cannot forget where we came from, and we can't just say, hey, we're going to stop doing this because we're not going to be treated bad. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And that's so true, everything you said.
Yes. Thank you so much.
And I also wanted to say, call it? Okay.
I think they hung up.
All right. Yes, and I also thank you. I also wanted to say that the 100 black men of Greater Lafayette, they had their gala this past Saturday, and it was really, really awesome. The president is Alton Trehan, and they gave awards out to men in the community, and Joshua Edmond, he received another award. We want to congratulate him. Dr. Kinchin received another award. And the keynote speaker was Cleo Fields. And, Cleo Fields, he really kept the audience at bay with what it was that he was doing and everything. And so
we had him on the open line before, a long time ago.
Huh?
We had him on the open line.
He's very entertaining.
Okay. Oh, yes, indeed. He tells those stories, and it really hits home. And they also gave an award out to Senator Gerald Boudreaux of District 24 for all that he's done and stuff. And
congratulations, Senator Boudreaux.
Yes, congratulations, Senator Boudreaux. I just wanted to throw that in, that this is what was going on this past Saturday in Lafayette, the 100 Black Men Gala, where they do membership, where they do teaching. They help out the black kids, some of the black kids in the neighborhood, and it was a really elegant gala.
Okay. Khadijah, they had a public service commissioner race, too, also for this area. I think Mike
Correct.
Francis retained his seat. I don't know. Yeah, I think that paperwork.
Is it Lafayette Parish?
It's for
District 4.
Yeah,
Mike
District 4
Francis.
serves the parishes in
Okay.
and around this area.
Let me look, multi-parish.
He got 146,114 votes,
Right.
which was 59%.
I know Mike Bonan, that's the one they've been pushing in my
Correct,
area, in New
59%.
Iberia.
Okay.
But the concern is people with the Public Service Commissioner office is a very important office concerning utility rates and other services, state of Louisiana. So that election that Mike Francis been at the helm with that particular office.
So
Correct.
with the Lafayette City Judge Division A, between Jules Edwards III, he came out with 14,605 votes, which made him come in at 39%. And how is that? And Royal Boustany, she came out with 13,833 votes and gave her about 36%. So there's going to be a runoff.
Right.
between-
Correct. That's the runoff.
That's
That's
the
what I was saying
runoff.
earlier.
Okay, that's the runoff.
Correct.
All right. You're here, we're listening here at the Superstation KIEE 88.3 FM, KOZZ 94.5. The election, from what I understand, this is one of the most elaborate, expensive type of election for the
Absolutely.
millions of dollars.
Elections
Yeah.
are expensive.
Well-
I
Right.
personally know.
Just if you think in terms that article we read a couple of weeks back, about $60 million to congressional candidates of Louisiana. That's just Louisiana. Think about it on a national level,
Right.
where it's so much at stake. How much money is being spent on elections in this country? So.
And to me, really, I don't want to. I'm not going to use that term, the underdog. But to me, the underdog don't really have a chance. If you don't have
it's
big
how
backing.
your message. If your message is somewhat powerful, or you know which way the wind is blowing, you could
Correct.
make an inroads. I let's say Senate candidate Gary Chambers, who you and I saw him at the Ronald Green rally.
Yes.
The brother's very eloquent. He's
Correct.
he know how to get the crowd riled up, but he had no type of support from and I'm gonna say that from the Democratic Party. A lot of money wasn't put behind him because the National Democrat felt that Louisiana's a lost cause. They didn't put a lot of money in some of these races in the state of Louisiana as it pertained to the national seats, congressional, Senate.
Correct.
So that's the thing too. You got and money is when they say money, having access to media, buying time, buying
Correct.
commercials, doing commercial outlets and stuff, so forth. Having fundraisers, putting on fundraisers, because it takes money to make money in some sense. So
It does. But then sometimes with that, you also have what's called axe to grind, where some people don't like one person, so because they don't like that person, they automatically vote for the other person.
Right.
So you have some of that as well. And just in general, the way that I feel about it, if God has it for you, it's for you, period.
Right.
No matter what type of money or anything that you have.
right.
Well, there was a message that Gary Chambers he had sent on TikTok. Can I play it, Jay?
Yes, if you want.
Okay.
Can you talk right?
Well, what
Oh,
and
you need an adapter, my sister, for your
okay.
for your
Parish,
iPhone.
37,000 black voters, 2,751 showed up to vote. In Ouachita Parish, 37,000 black voters, 2,928 showed up to vote. In Calcasieu Parish, 31,000 black voters, 2,260 showed up to vote. St. Landry, 25,000, 3,038 showed up. St. Tammany, 22,000. 2,409 showed up to vote, and in Tangipahoa, 21,000 eligible black voters and 1,541 showed up to vote. There are 900,000 registered black voters, 96,000
Exactly what I'm telling y'all.
so far. That means for every black person in Louisiana right now that you see, when you see 10, only one of them voted. John Kennedy was elected with 536,000 votes. He is talking about crackheads, and I'm talking about change. The question is, how bad do you want change? Get up and do something.
Yeah,
And that was
we had Gary a couple of years ago when they did the Alton Sterling. He organized the funeral, brought people down, brought Reverend Shaw, brought the national attention. I got to give him credit on that. But I would say Gary, because we actually was a go-between in getting Gary on the national talk show, the Carl Nelson show you hear me talk about so much. And after that, we couldn't reach out to Gary after he made that national thing. So somewhat, Gary, you got to come back to the grassroots sometimes and reach out. I think if you were to reach out to the people here in Lafayette, you would probably make some inroads. And I'm saying, Westwater under the bridge, you lost the election, but I know you're going to run again. You that type of brother. You're determined. Reach out to everybody, Gary, next time, and maybe it might be a little bit better for you to get your message out.
And well, he put that message out on TikTok, and I don't know how much better that he could have reached out.
Well, I don't. Not everybody is into TikTok.
The younger folks, because the older folks definitely don't know what that is.
He had 246,600.
He did well.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He was behind Kennedy, number 2.
I know the Democratic Party didn't put no money behind him, the National Democrats, but he could have still reached out grassroots more so, because I know him as an activist.
Correct. Okay, all right. Let me put you on. Caller, you have a question or a comment?
It's kind of like a question, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to know if y'all saw any support from y'all mayor and y'all town for Gary Chambers. Like, did y'all see any, collective, campaigning? I know out here in St. Mary Parish, I ain't see one Gary Chambers sign.
There you go.
I ain't see my mayor post about him. I ain't see my councilman didn't even know about him. And I just was like, dang, how me as a young black youth, you know what I'm saying, eager to vote, be heard, be seen, how we gonna get to do this if, all black people who in office already ain't even on the same accord. So, you know what I'm saying? I hear what you're saying about the money, and, Gary could have did this, he could have did that. But I'm also on a boat where, you got to accept accountability for your actions. So, where was you whenever he needed some support? Did y'all spend the ads, you know what I'm saying? I heard the crackhead ad everywhere.
Right.
I ain't never really heard too much about Gary Chambers, you know what I'm saying? And then it was really, baffling to me how everybody got so excited about slavery's on the ballot, but ain't nobody even went vote for it. But prior to it, knowing that it was on the ballot, it was going to be on the ballot. It was nobody telling us about the amendments, nobody saying this and that. And
well,
so
sir.
Us as a race, we just wait till, you know what I'm saying, the door get closed in our face to be like, hey, man, can we get a do-over? And it's like, man, you had so much time to get ready to come up here, the right way. You ain't even, take advantage of it. And, you know what I'm saying, we're going to keep getting a shot into the stick like that.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your comments. And me personally, I reached out to Gary because I knew Gary from when he was an activist a couple of years ago in Alton Sterling. And Gary, we hooked Gary up on the national talk show, Shalita McCall and I. So we've been knowing about him, and we reached out for him to come on the open line or come to AOC Community Media. I know he's busy and he don't.
I know, but brother, look, I was reaching out to him and they ain't never had hit me back, but because they ain't hit me back,
right? Yeah, and I could say I voted for him too, also.
Well, yes, and then not only that, but then there was some of us that was out there that was trying to get the correct
information. Y'all defending y'all stance instead of tackling the issue. The issue is we not coming together collectively.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want you to pinpoint, well, I did. We ain't do. You keep saying.
Yeah, we do every time we get on the radio, and we let callers like you call and say what you want to say. So we do. We put everything effort to having a talk show to be more inclusive of everybody and everything. So you can't say we don't do, because some people are not doing that.
I ain't said that you wasn't, my brother. I'm telling you this, you heard me? It's gonna take more than.
We know that. We absolutely know that, brother.
You gotta not stop. You heard me? We can't.
Oh, we not gonna stop.
Every shoulda, coulda, woulda. We gonna be like, next time we got somebody who's talking about what we want to hear. This is what we gotta do.
Yes, sir.
And that's period.
Yes, sir. And I
no coulda, shoulda, and woulda next time.
And I appreciate you calling us and letting us know how you feel.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
And Curtis from Shreveport, they all, the Black Voters Matter. They came down and they done a complete tour on the in the different areas.
They canvassed the area. Yes.
Yeah. They sure did. So we're not going to hit everywhere.
And even efforts. What we do with this radio station to get the word out, Sister Khadijah, people have to support these shows, whether it's June Andrews show, whether it's a show you don't agree with. Support these shows. It's not all what you want it to be, but we try to bring things way ahead of time. Go back and look at what we've been telling you about the Till movie. The brother that started out on Sister Khadijah's show and the community defender some 20, 30 years ago, Keith Beauchamp is up for Academy Award almost with that movie Till. If it wasn't for us in this area trying to bring those stories to light, so you got to appreciate when people are doing something and telling you something. Don't criticize and saying because we giving false direction. We always try to stay ahead of the curve at this show.
Well, I know one thing: if all of these candidates had just came on one accord, man, they could have give John Kennedy a run for his money.
And that's what you call post-mortem of an election. That's what we said when we was going to put the promo about what we could talk about on this show.
Okay, all right. And you're live with your superstation, KIEE 88.3 FM.
So, Sister Khadijah, you sat up till what, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, analyzing?
She didn't even go to sleep because she was ready. When I came in, she was ready.
Yeah, I tell you one thing: when you're involved in that, when you're involved with seeing how things are done in the inside out, particularly when it comes down to the elections, that it's amazing that things can work as well as they do. And when there's a problem, you automatically know, well, okay, I need to get in touch with this person. Mm-hmm. I need to get in touch with this person. And a lot of things get solved out. To me, the Lafayette Parish, when it comes down to commissioners in charge and the staff, they do a superb job. And they could teach other states, how to do better and treat their people equal and don't try to discourage people from voting.
Well, you see, that didn't happen in Louisiana on certain levels. I think it did happen in segments, but other parts of the country, even the one who won for governor re-elected DeSantis. This is the people you have to watch. These are the people who want to roll back the clock. He actually had another situation where he had some more people he had arrested right before the election. His election squad, goon squad they call them, and went and arrested people who were convicted felons who were told they could vote. Right. And we go see a lot of that in a lot of other areas. In Arizona, they have some, but Louisiana don't have that because there's no contention. The races are not close. They're not worried about that. If let's say certain demographics come up and go against the grain of the red state. They're not worried about that now because they know about Louisiana voter apathy in the black community. I got to say it. It happens. It's real. It's not an imagined thing.
That's what the numbers say.
Yeah, that's what the numbers say.
Regardless of whether or not you say it or not, because if you cared, there wouldn't be apathy.
Yeah. So, might get a little controversial, but that's what it is. People probably don't care about certain other people. They might care about the economy a little bit, inflation, because that was on the national level. But in Louisiana, we have historically had voter apathy. And just us talking about it is not being negative. We're just saying what it is, Unless, you got some other information to show otherwise. So certainly, sister, it could get very contentious out here in this election season. But what's your rainbow at the end of the cloud, Sister Khadijah?
Oh,
The fight is eternal. The fight is eternal.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. If you can, you do the best that you can, and if you can't, you still do the best that you can. No matter how you look at it, you're not gonna please the majority of people. However, if you know you're doing the best that you could possibly do, then hey, you already have your flowers right before you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
that's correct.
And no big runoff with any one of the candidates in the state of Louisiana. No big runoff that we know about. None. Okay.
It seems like everybody's gearing up for December the 10th. It seemed like everybody's gearing. I don't know. I'm not sure what day that is, December the 10th. But everybody's gearing up. That's going to be the next election. And
December
you know,
10th is on a Saturday.
They have the runoff.
It's on a Saturday.
That's a Saturday.
Yeah.
December
10th. That's a Saturday.
Okay. Well, then that's when the next election is going to be, December the 10th, and that's going to be included with the presidential election. And then some people.
No, not the presidential election.
Not the presidential election.
No. That's next year. That's when it could get contentious.
Right.
Oh, that's when it's going to get.
That's when everybody will come out.
We could relive the whole thing over and over. It's like you remember the movie Groundhog Day, Deja Vu, all over again. It could be the same fight, same arguments, same feelings, you know. And maybe that causes a lot of that voter apathy, you know, because, you know, but if you don't want things to roll back to a point where it was in time, you probably going to have to get out there and participate.
This is interesting. In the city of Shreveport, you know, was Mayor Adrian Perkins.
Yeah, what they did him.
He's not even in the runoff. So they have a runoff between Tom Arsenault and Gregory Tarver.
Oh.
Yeah, Greg Tarver used to be state representative or something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
And where does this sit in with the violence that we seen in our neighborhoods, in our communities, and worldwide? What else is going on? And some of the candidates that's talking about the violence, what they're saying is that, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and lock them up. We're going to pick up these kids. And they're talking about the young men and women that are doing things like that's very destructive. Like even when you take for like all of the school shootings that we've had our prayers go out to each and every one that lost their lives, the families. You have copycat students that are just going to call in to say a bomb threat and not realizing that they're going to lock you up for that.
Well, there are laws on the book, and you see, the thing is this: we all try to live within these laws because there's nothing that we could do when we have to go before a judge and have to beg Attorney Smith to defend us. So try not to break the law.
Well, you know what? All laws
are made to be broken. Don't you say that. Don't you say that on radio.
You know where you're going.
No, right. Do not do that,
you
please.
Know, all laws are...
excuse me.
All laws are
Don't
meant to be
that,
broken. However, when they had claimed that we was 3/5 of a person, that was a law. So you know there's reasons to.
Say they broke it back then, you know.
Oh, well, yes.
You know, but then again, they enforce it. They call it lynching. You know, they call it Emmett Till. You know, but
high tech. Yeah.
So you went out to see the movie. You are Attorney Smith.
I have not gone
to see it yet.
Listen, I will be going to see it because I love movies and I definitely wanted to see that. So I will be going to see it. I just haven't been to see it yet. You seen it?
Yeah, somewhat. But the thing is I'm waiting for that invite, Sister Khadijah, when he does a red carpet again in Baton Rouge. We missed out on the red carpet.
And they have some great actresses in there.
Oh, yeah.
The one that plays the mother, she is so good.
Whoopi Goldberg?
On Till.
Oh, Till, yeah.
I can't think of her
Whoopi
name.
plays the grandmother, yeah.
Right, but she's also in, they have this Netflix series out right now. It's called From Scratch. She's in that as well. She's a sister.
Yes.
But she's been in a lot of things. So it's good to see her take on a more serious role.
Mm-hmm.
And the state of Louisiana, they have so many good actors and actresses here that they just need to get on the big screen. Even when it comes down to our different genre, like in music, we have an array of a lot of things that's going on, and the women, for some apparent reason, some of the women, they're not getting recognized like they should. Like your Rosie Ledette, your Donna Angels, your
Absolutely.
Connie.
Like the lady from
and what's the other lady?
Abbott. What's the lady from Abbott Elementary? That show.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Finally got whatever the award was.
Right, and she's
the second black woman to receive it.
She's received several of them. I know who you're talking about. I just can't pull her up right now and everything. But again, if you see something, something, say something. We have to let our young teenagers know that don't think it's a joke calling in and threatening a bomb threat, because they're automatically charging you with a felony.
And so they don't play like they did back in the day.
Yes,
you can't do all that like you did back in the day, fighting at school and all that. And they'll take you to jail.
And when you have a felony on your record, what obstacles do you have to abide by?
I mean, so it's a lot of things. I mean, of course, on job applications, they always ask, you have a felony, all of that kind of stuff, so it could interfere with your job. So it's a lot that it could do.
And if you do have a felony on your record, there's certain you can't go into certain housing facility. Yes, you can't go in and sleep and apply for a residency because of that felony. Yes,
and a lot of the young brothers who want to go work offshore and want to get on some of these what you call
I don't think you could get a
not
TWIC
just
card.
offshore. Yeah, TWIC. Yes, right.
You can't get a TWIC
that's
card.
that's the thing right here. And a lot of them want to do that, but because they got previous conviction. You know of any program to put them on the right track to
expungement
to help them get that? I don't know who makes that rule. That's a federal law or it's a local Louisiana law
to get it taken off of their record,
if they can.
I mean, like Sister Khadijah said, the only thing I can think of is an expungement. Now, realize that there are certain crimes that are not expungible.
Okay.
So one day, y'all had asked me several times about doing like an expungement clinic. Y'all just let me know the date and the time, but y'all need to know this information. Some stuff you cannot expunge off your record, period.
This is let's say I'm just pull out this average question. A lot of the young people out there are being picked up with guns, possession of guns. Some of them might be convicted for some other stuff. That gun charge, will that actually stop them from getting some type of situation where they want to go work offshore with the TWIC card or the merchant marine and stuff like that?
I mean, it just depends, because sometimes they'll get charged with something, but it's not the charge, it's the disposition. So if it's not a conviction on it,
right?
So it just depends on the situation, because the cases vary. We have a caller?
Yes.
Is able to run again, and how is it that now his name flew out of my head, the one that owes all the child support, and yet and still you know for a fact that they arrest people for not paying child support. So how is it that they haven't arrested him and he's still free? Higgins, he's still free, and all these other men is in jail. Is there something that could be done where we could say, until you do something to make it right and make him responsible for his child support, then you need to free all these other men that's in jail?
Well, so here's the thing. We don't know whether or not that is in front of the court or not. So just because you have arrears in child support, you could have thousands of arrears in child support. That does not automatically mean that they're going to come and arrest you. They don't have enough police and stuff to do that. They don't have the manpower for that. So what would need to happen is there would need to be a rule for contempt filed, and then it has to go to court. And another thing, by the time it gets to that about people getting arrested, they have given them a couple different chances. So that's probably what's going on. It sounds like maybe there's been no contempt or anything for him to come to court. I'm not sure of the specifics of his case, but that's what it sounds like to me. And the ones that are in prison, there have been some contempts, and I guess they've given them a couple chances and said, hey, you need to pay your child support, and they just wasn't doing it, so they finally just arrested them.
And it seems like to me, you know, it's all of what, you know, the money's talk, race talk.
That too.
And you know, you got to be able to like treat everybody equally, which you know that's not going to happen, and everything. You know that's not going to happen. However, we have our voices. You know, that commercial that they had on, that commercial was hilarious in a sense, because it went down and said all of that was done, and so it had to have been some type of charge that was filed in order for them to take the records and show you that, okay, he did this or he didn't do that.
See, and again, I don't know the specifics of his case. I mean, I've just heard on the news and in newspaper articles about it, but as far as going to look at it and to read and see specifically, I don't know about that.
Okay, all right.
And then also about the records, y'all know that most all records that are filed at the clerk's office, that's public records. So anybody literally can go and look at those records as well.
Right. They could go and they could also purchase a copy of it, couldn't they?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Right. You can literally go to the clerk's office and say, can I see this file? And then you look through the file. Can I get a copy of this? And they're not going to question you about it. It's public record.
Yes. And that's factual. So we just, again, we need to also remember that be careful with some of the music that you're having your young babies listen to. I mean, those that are 4 years old, 5 years old. You got to be really careful with that, because they don't have enough. They're not grown enough to understand that it's just a game. It's not something that's real. It's not something that you want to be. They had this other rapper, Young Jeezy or Young Yeezy. Easy Flow, whatever they want to call him, and everything. And the clean version was shocking. So could you imagine the dirty version?
Y'all done jumped in while I stepped out for me. Y'all done jumped into that. But Saturday on the People's Tech and Entertainment Show, we will have a discussion when we're not discussing tech, Sister Khadijah, about what happened with the rapper called Takeoff, the one who got murdered.
Takeoff. Okay,
this
in
is
Houston.
This is have the potential for this to turn real ugly, because Atlanta-based rapper, which is the group Migos,
from Migos,
and happened in Houston under the family of Jay Prince Jr.'s son, which is the Mob Ties group. And Jay Prince, the daddy, who's a well-known boxing promoter and record mogul. And this stuff is turning ugly fast. And we need to have a discussion about that. Why these things continue to happen. You know how many rappers have got killed that way?
And it's sad because he's so talented.
Horrible.
Like all of the Migos talented. Condolences to his family, of course.
I just don't condone the lyrics. I mean, I know they got to beat the lyrics. And a lot of young kids, babies are repeating those lyrics and living like that, or trying to live like that, and that's the problem. And I think it need to be what they say, come to Jesus moment for these rappers, because too many have been getting killed for us to ignore it.
They need to just come with common sense, just
well,
the
you know,
basic
when I say
common
come to, that's a saying, you know.
I know, I know what you're saying and stuff. It's just like
you already called me an atheist.
Big Joe, what his name is? Big Joe, Fat Joe, Big Joe.
I never heard nothing about Fat Joe.
Yeah, that's him. Fat Joe was he was on the TV, and he was like saying is that, you know, he rapped one way and he lives another way. So now He's in his $1 million homes, and he's living the luxury. But like he said, you know, it's only a fabrication. It's
That's
not
entertainment.
real. Yes, that's what he was saying. You know, I talk one way and I live another way. But these youngsters, they don't see that as such, and that's why they continuously kill up on each other and everything like that. But yes, that's Fat Joe. Fat Joe, that's the one.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And so we're live with your superstation KIEE 88.3 FM or KOCZ 94.5. We are Attorney Dwa, you have Brother G, and you have myself, Sister Khadijah. So we're just elated that you have the opportunity to call in and voice your opinion to a certain extent from the attorney standpoint.
Sister Khadijah, may I interrupt you?
Go ahead.
We have a guest on the line. Want to give us a short up-to-date about families, friends of incarcerated children, families of incarcerated children.
Okay, families of incarcerated.
Mr. Landry?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing today?
Okay, we're doing fine. You could go ahead.
Okay, we just wanted to remind the community that on Monday, November 14th, from 5 p.m. to 6:30, we will be holding our first chapter meeting, a community meeting at the MLK Center at 309 Corey Street in Lafayette. Parents, youth, and community members in the Lafayette area will meet to create fellowship and strengthen leadership to support our youth and address the ongoing failures of our education and youth justice system. And we really appreciate y'all for giving us this opportunity.
Okay, yeah. and what it and,
tell us. Okay, go ahead.
All right, and what is it that your group tries to do?
Yes, ma'am. Well, Family and Friends of Louisiana's Incarcerated Children is a grassroots statewide membership that we're working to transform the systems that put children at risk of prison. And through empowerment, leadership, development, and training, we strive to keep our children from going to prison and support those who have and their families. So basically what we do is we work at preventing youth incarceration, and we also try to advocate for the kids that are incarcerated. And it's just all about the kids. You know, the kids are our future. That's what it's all about.
And what time Monday you stated?
That's going to be from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the MLK Center. Food will be provided. Transportation, if needed, they can inbox me or my wife or call us. And we're going to be doing a drawing for a $100 gift card. So one lucky person will, when we draw the names, you know, the numbers, one person will win that gift card.
And that's ideal. I was making plans to attend on Mondays. I'm in classes from that particular time, from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. But I'll get the information because I'm really interested in Family and Friends of Incarcerated Youth. Now, you're talking about the incarcerated youth. So what happened with that judgment where the young kids were able to go to Angola? Were you all a part of trying to stop that?
Yes, ma'am. We actually were, and we still are. We still have the petition that we're encouraging people to sign. They could go on our website at www.fflic.org and scan the barcode and just enter their email and stuff, and that's to sign a petition to prevent the move to Angola. And because that'd be a very traumatizing situation to have those kids at on a cell block that was formerly for death row inmates.
Well, we saw the interview with the director of that, whatever that section is for the youth at Angola, and they were doing a walkthrough with the media, and they said, well, this going to, on death row, let it be clear, is in the facility of death row, right? And
yes, sir.
What they said was this going to be temporary until they could get a more secured place.
Yeah.
So do you buy that, or you think that's still wrong, or you give them a chance to prove their point? What's your take on it?
No, sir, I don't buy that. I did some research, and I found out that I don't have the statistics with me, but it was saying how short-staffed that Angola already is. They're already short-staffed. Second of all, 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 day, 1 week is too much, and that could cause trauma in these young people's lives. We want to try to educate them and help them to reprogram their thinking to re-enter back into society. We don't want to do nothing to further traumatize them or cause any kind of dysfunction in their thinking that might cause them to be their situation to worsen or to develop a criminal or a hardened mindset.
From your understanding, what agency in the state of Louisiana is ultimately responsible for that action of the move, and what legal entity, district attorney office, jurisdiction, law enforcement, and administrative situation, governor's office? You're having a hierarchy on who's ultimately responsible for having those children moved to Angola against all the think tanks in the world, all the Pew Research, and all these organizations coming out against a move like that?
Ultimately, the governor has the last say, so ultimately we're going to put the responsibility on him because he got the say-so to go forward with it or to prevent it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Governor of Louisiana.
Yes, and that's ideal that we don't give up hope with our young kids, because personally, I remember, I gotten into a fight because the other lady called me out of my name.
Not Amanda again.
No, this is another one. And they came and they arrested me for a fight that was legal. And they arrested me and put me in this little jail cell.
Good thing I have a lawyer to the left of me,
I'm like
and an activist to the right of me.
And a lawyer that is tickled. Go ahead.
I never did that again.
Legal fight. I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down.
And one-on-one, and I never did that again. So that's why we can't give up on our youngsters.
Yes, definitely. And I really appreciate y'all, as usual, for always being there for the community and trying to speak up for what's right. We really appreciate y'all,
And again, give us the contact info, and even if you have some direct contact, because, sometimes people don't navigate the web as well, but give us some more info on you guys.
My name is Chad Landry. My direct phone number is 337-304-6860, and my wife's name is Jennifer Landry. Her number is 337-419-9019. And if they want to get some more information on our organization, or if they want to sign a petition to stop the move to Angola, our website is www.fflic.org.
Okay. That sound ideal, my brother.
Okay. And Mr. Landry,
yes, ma'am.
What time do y'all live in the Southwest Louisiana? What time are y'all going to be at the Martin Luther King Center if somebody wanted, like say 4 o'clock, if somebody wanted to meet you earlier?
We're going to be there about 4:30. We're going to definitely be there by 4:30, my wife and I, and we do live in Lafayette at this time. And yes, sir. So actually what it is, Family and Friends of Louisiana's Incarcerated Children has been around for 22 years in the New Orleans area. Right. And they asked us to start a Lafayette chapter about 3 months ago. Yes, ma'am.
I thought we had a Lafayette chapter at one time.
Y'all did. They did, and I really don't know what happened to it, but we definitely going to do everything in our power to keep the chapter going, and my wife and I are definitely committed, and we're not going nowhere.
All right. Well, thank you so very much. Look forward to seeing that, and that's going to be this coming Monday, November the 14th. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
At the Martin Luther King Center, 309 Cora Street.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and looking forward to seeing you all on Monday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank y'all so very much.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
Yes. Bye-bye.
All right. You have these pocket groups of people that are doing things the best that they can do. Because no matter how you look at it, you could only do so much, and that's good when you have pockets of people. I'm like saying maybe the family and friends of those that's incarcerated, you have to galvanize something else, particularly with our young kids and stuff when it comes down to how to conduct yourself when you're angry. What's the best way to do things? we are missing the boat by so many levels that you don't know what to do, what to throw out, you know, because some of them are curse you out, lower than the atmosphere. I mean, just cussing. Well, you in the road, I'm driving a vehicle, you in the road, but you want me to get out of your way. Who do that?
Well, again, we go back to what we were discussing, and it's not completely what we're saying. Some people say y'all just jump on rap music and the lyrics and stuff. It's a greater thing. It's break down culture and society. Each generation is somewhat, and I'm gonna say this. I could stand by it, being dumbed down by the stuff we accept as culture. It's being dumbed down. Because how can anyone be proud if they have a young baby, girl, daughter at a public event, a wedding, and the lyrics of everybody twerking and the young baby is doing the same thing and cursing at the same time, and you saying that's acceptance because that's art, that's music? Well, maybe that person, you have that opinion, that's good. I don't have that same opinion. Other people don't have that same opinion. And even the disrespect for the elderly has went up exponentially. I mean, this is a real situation that we have to discuss. We don't never want to discuss the uncomfortable thing in the room. We just want to make excuses for for everybody accepting anything that's given to us. Anything that's given to us, we accept it without even questioning.
Some of us accept it. Some of us accept it.
Well, if I give you part of my lottery winnings, that billion, would you accept that?
Some of it, yes, of
that's
course.
ill-gotten gain. That's gambling. You know that.
That's some of us accept it. And then not only that, but the biggest monster that they're showing. Yeah. You see, I seen little kids, not even good 3 years old. They on that pad. And like they're clicking, they're clicking in so that electronic monster.
Well, some of the grandmothers do need help navigating the phone.
Yeah, that electronic monster is really bad. And then plus, there's no home economics. At one time, you would be in school, you were learning skills. You got young women today that can't even sew a button on a shirt or make a hem. And all that we have to accept that because
make a rule. That's what you were going to say next.
You're not being taught that, but somehow we're not passing it along enough. Somehow we're not.
Yeah. I mean, it's like this our conversation about social issues also, and it's deeper than that. It's a culture, generation. It's generational, and we got to be able to identify it when it happens.
Caller, you have a question or comment? You're on.
I have a comment
listening.
That a lot of the young generation today, like Brother Jay was talking about, it's a different generation. They use the four-letter word in a common language today. It's just like, daily you pass by these young kids and they saying it. It's like it's nothing to it. But until the adults give supervision and tell them that the word that they're using is disrespectable, and they could find another word to use, is going to continue, because even adults today, they use that same word, and it's very disrespectful. So I don't know what we're going to have to do to detour it, but something is going to have to be done. Yes. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Y'all have a blessed
absolutely
day.
Right. Yeah. I used to hear when you have to do all of that, you don't have a good vocabulary. Yes. You need to learn more words.
Right. Yeah. You don't have a good vocabulary. That's right. That's right. You got to be able to, if you want to tell somebody a piece of your mind, try, instead of telling them, blank them, you should say, well, you remind me of a spineless vertebrate.
There you go.
So what's a vertebrate? Somebody, a worm. It's somebody that you don't even have enough backbone to do the simplest of things. But that's right. And
it's different ways you can read people.
And you are right. They don't have enough vocabulary. You're absolutely correct.
And we're being socially engineered by a system way beyond what we think we know. Yeah. I saw a post the other day, and all this in response to what happened with the rapper Takeoff, who got killed.
Takeoff.
And this one Caucasian who was part of the music industry, he makes videos for record companies, And he actually pointed out, I would agree with him, because I know his other agenda is more like a right-wing agenda and stuff like that. What he was saying had the same truth that I hold, that you see all these rappers getting killed? Tell me who you don't see getting shot.
The producers.
The record executives.
Producers.
They're record executive, and he was talking about how much money they make, how much money they spend on music video, like what the Migos does and others, and how much insurance they have to put on those music videos.
That's right.
Because the companies won't insure them but they already know how much those type of music, because people could come back and sue based on the fact that this music video influenced somebody or somebody getting shot up at a music video. And the amount of hundreds of thousands of dollars they pay to make these music videos. So the incentive is, why would you want to make these music videos with these provocative lyrics? Because it's selling.
Money.
It's selling, and it's big money to the record companies. So when Migos got shot, the executive at the record company that pays him, he didn't get shot.
Right.
Well, Takeoff, I'm saying the group, you know.
Yeah, Takeoff.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, just think about it from that perspective.
Right, and such a fine young man. No matter, such a fine young man. Yeah. Carly, you have a question or comment? Talented. You're on.
Yes, good morning, Sister Khadijah. Good morning, Attorney Dwight.
Good morning, Mr. Wallace.
How's the hangover from election, man? How's the hangover?
Oh, man, it's miserable, bro.
It be that way sometime. You know the song.
Two of the voices got back in office, and we got to worry about that governor's race.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got another governor's race coming up. Oh man, it gonna be hell on the wheels.
If he get in, he's gonna be worse than Bob Jindal.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
My thing is about these young kids and things like this here. First of all, we got babies raising babies. You know, we got people that's not trying to correct the ill that's going on. We rather sit back and talk about abortion instead of be talking to these kids about abstinence from the young life, you know. And then that way they wouldn't have to have all these things that's going on, you know. And you're having people that's allowing kids to be in the room with conversations that they shouldn't be listening to. You know, when we was coming up, we couldn't be around our parents having adult conversation.
You better not open your mouth. Go ahead, Mr. Wallace.
Yeah, and they just allow these things to happen nowadays, and that's a no-no, you know, because a lot of times the parents is talking about their neighbors next door, what the be did, and things like this here. And these young kids just sitting down there looking at them in the mouth and taking it all in, you know. And then you tell them, don't do that, you know, they know better than to cuss. Yeah, they know better not to cuss in front of you. But when they get away from you, they use the language that you wouldn't even believe.
Yes.
You know, but y'all having a good show today. You know, always checking you guys out. You know, keep up the good work, and we'll talk later.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
Again, thank AOC Community Media for putting us up out there. Check out the Community Defender every first and third Sunday of the month. Check out Digital Soul Showcase TV every other Sunday, 4 o'clock. That's my show, Sister Khadijah. I could say finally got something that's mine.
And also
and People's Taking the Entertainment Show on Saturday.
Correct. Right. And
9 to 10, 9 to 11.
Right. And we also have Mr. Broussard has a show where he's enlightening people. It's on their history, and that's every Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30. Every Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30. But Brother Jay, I wanted to say before we close, dealing with the 100 Black men of Greater Lafayette, where the president is Alton Trahan, and you have like 20 members that were that were there and everything. And what I wanted to say, what was so good about them is that you could tell that they all don't have no clear, clean background. Some of them has done things.
They don't have no clear. What you mean?
I mean, like they don't have like a clean background. I mean,
they done some bad stuff.
They've turned their life around.
They've turned their life around.
I got it.
And I think that is essential. And you have like your Anthony Lewis, Carlton Bell, Joshua Edmond, Dr. Ernest Kitchen, Forrest Chasson, Garrick Brown, George Williams, Curtis Morrison, Joseph Green, Kenneth Dempsey, Ronald Becker, Paul Green, Michael Brown, Patrick Williams, Melvin Caesar, Shaquille Henry, Vincent Wiltz, Walter Guillory, John Trahan, and Waylon Gibbs. So I mean, when you look at it, you could say that they cover all ground.
How your background is? Did you get your background checked? Oh yeah, that's right. You got several jobs.
Yes. So
you're right.
So yes. So,
you're right.
So we really appreciate you, Attorney Dwight, having given the opportunity to come in and when you can and sit in with us and everything. We really
not when I can.
Yeah,
shots fired.
Oh no, that's not
at least I do love her gumbo commercial.
Oh my!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that gumbo commercial just make you say, okay, I gotta taste that.
Well, I'm not interested. I'm interested in how professionally it's shot. Not like Brother Jay with the shaky camera work and so forth.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. So that was actually KLFY and Michaela, or Mickey, as most people know her, Simpson. She actually wrote that. She's very, very talented. So she wrote that, and we had KLFY that actually shot it. And we shot that actually in the kitchen of Dr. Brett Venable before he sold his house. So we got in there right before.
What? Okay. Well, and really, when I see the
she
video,
wanted the gumbo. She looking at
it comes on. I say, Dawn. I say, Attorney Dwight got a house and a half.
And she said, "Hey man, we got to do a cooking show. Look what Sister Dwight
wasn't that kitchen beautiful?
What? I'm telling you.
That's why we had to have it.
Anything could happen in Hollywood. Anything. So. Anything, I know on a serious note, we still have to look at any new laws, Sister Khadijah, that was on the book that we should be worried about, concerned about coming up.
Yes, let me go right.
Okay.
Caller, you have a question or a comment?
Yes, I had to call back, Sister Khadijah. Y'all mentioned all these shows.
Go ahead.
But you didn't mention the Community Matters show. To come on Friday.
You better correct him, Mr. Wallace.
Okay.
Host and Wallace Senegal as the host, Keith Frank. Keith Falk as the
yeah, we want to put Keith Frank on the roster too. Yeah. Any.
Okay, my bad. Jay bad.
Yeah, right. I'm always get the blame over here.
Falk, huh? Yeah. Falk?
Thank you.
It's Keith Falk.
Right. Yeah. We could put Keith Frank on the roster too.
Please tell them about Community Matters. Don't leave Mr. Wallace's show off.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Attorney Dwight. I should know better because I direct the show.
Yes, indeed. You definitely should know better. Well, we appreciate all of the calls and comments. We usually have Brother Herbert that comes in with his hot reggae, and in about 15 minutes we're gonna get out.
And Khadijah, people don't be upset and turn away from participating. Even those who tell you not to participate, remember they still participating because they're part of the system. They all are paying taxes. All got driver's license. All are paying taxes on their houses. The same one who tell you don't participate, they participating every day because they keep the American system afloat. So it does not make any logical sense to tell somebody don't participate in the voting process when you participate in the greater American system. Anyway, so it's illogical. So don't give up and pay attention to what's going on in America was in Washington D.C. That big race in Georgia. We know in Pennsylvania that other big race with that lieutenant governor who ran for United States Senate against Dr. Oz, Oprah's person. Dr. Oz. Well, lieutenant governor won. according to what the breaking news. So the control of the Senate is very important, whether or not things are going to get rolled back, whether or not we're going to have some things that we are fighting for, you know. So you call that spinning your wheels if you keep having to go back to one place, you know, and start over and over again.
Absolutely. And please just continue to educate yourself on what's going on, because like Brother Jay said, you are a part of the system. So since you're a part of the system, me personally, I think you should do your part to make it better. Sitting back and not voting, that's not helping, because there is power in numbers. So that's my wish for y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, and mines would be definitely to our young men and women to start learning how to respect each other, start learning how to show compassion for one another, stop all of the unnecessary fighting against each other. Your turf, Michael turf, and nobody owns that particular land except the people that actually purchase it.
Yeah, because if it makes sense, if you say that's your turf, if you're fighting over whatever, you're not stopping law enforcement from putting a camera on your turf. You know, you know. I mean, people thinking this thing's so illogical, you know, and I just don't get it. You know, we are being dumbed down constantly every day.
Yes, and don't forget, at November the 14th, at the Martin Luther King Center, 309 Cora Street, is going to be Family and Friends. Mr. Chad Landry and his wife, they starting a chapter this coming Monday from 5 o'clock to 6:30. 5 o'clock to 6:30 if you're interested. 5 o'clock to 6:30.
Okay, see you next week.
Well, before we go, so Brother Jay has been messing up today. He's leaving out a lot of information.
I'm sorry.
He forgot about Mr. Wallace and Community Matters.
Yeah, she hit me again.
So let me tell y'all my phone number and all that stuff again. He knows I do this every show.
Yes.
So if y'all need to get in contact with me, y'all can contact me at 337-534-4020. Once again, 337-534-4020.
Yes, and whenever you see some members of the 100 black men of Greater Lafayette, give them a high five or two high fives. They're trying to do things in the community, one kid at a time, one kid at a time. And you know, another thing is that we need to figure out too about swimming, getting our young men and women into swimming at these local gyms and everything.
Me too. I'll join y'all.
How about it?
Yeah.
I don't know how to swim either.
Oh, okay. All right. I think if somebody knows someone that would be interested in giving a free class on swimming, you know, that would be appreciative. And you know,
in what area?
In what area? In your area?
My area where?
In Lafayette, somewhere in Lafayette, you have to have.
Because you know, you don't want to duplicate services that already have there. I mean, when you say area, then you're staying for New Iberia. That's what I thought.
Okay. Well, from what I understand, New Iberia monies is all going in certain areas, but they're supposed to be building an Olympic-style pool. An Olympic-style pool. That's serious.
Okay. Well, then you have room for swimming lessons then.
Well, yeah, you have room for swimming lessons, but it hasn't been built yet. But in the meanwhile, you know, maybe
throw in a toilet or two for you.
Maybe maybe you could go in and see if somebody's interested in learning how to swim. I know I would have.
You know, Prime Day starts, and we could get that same toilet you talked about in New Iberia. We could get that cheap. Prime Day starts this November.
Yes. Yes. And we want to thank all of our callers for calling in, giving your point of view. We want to thank you so much for calling in, able to call in, and we're going to close with this last caller. Caller, question or comment? You're on.
Yeah, Sister Sifayo, I was I had to call you back because I wanted to see in the future. I don't know when y'all could do something on natural herbs while the elderly could pass it on to us.
Natural herbs.
Yes, I would love to have that discussion since I'm heavily invested in natural herbs.
Yes, you're right.
Because that's one thing Sister Janelle would always do in between time to time. She would have a show concerning that.
Yes.
Okay, well, yes, ma'am. Well, we're going to think because Mr. Ron right there at Imani Temple, he do that natural herb thing. Well, that's a good topic, and we're going to try to work on that, ma'am.
Okay, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Have a blessed day.
And also the Creole Heritage Award and banquet is going to be Sunday, November the 13th. November the 13th, and that's you're going to have Zydeco music. It's from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., and it's going to be at the Delta Grand Performing Center. That's in Opelousas, 120 South Market Street in Opelousas. For tickets, you could call Mary Gotti at 337-326-3680 or Paul Cluse at 337-962-7144. This is the 6th Creole Heritage Award Banquet.
Yeah, also the Senior Citizen Thank You Day.
Oh, yes.
That's coming up. That's coming up soon. I don't have the exact information. Maybe they're going to leave it by the station. I don't have it. I ran across it on social media. I don't have it. But you could go to, I think you could go to the Facebook page of the African American Heritage Foundation, and it might be on their page. African American Heritage Foundation page.
Correct. I think that's what it is. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Okay.
And also they're going to be having. I'm not exactly sure the date, but they're going to be having something where they're going to be giving out diapers. Miss Patrice that come on Mr. June Anders show. They're gonna be giving out free diapers to all young mothers and everything, and they also looking for a little bit of volunteers, because sometimes they try to like get volunteers to be like a little surrogate for the young teen mothers and everything, and we really need that. Yeah. We really need that.
And they can check out June Anders show on. At 1 o'clock this Friday on this station, June from 1 to 3. That precedes the Community Matters show Fridays from 9 to 10 on AOC Community Media, Cox 15, LUS 3.
I found out when they're going to be giving out the diapers. That's going to be November the 16th. November the 16th. That's a Wednesday. And it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they're going to be giving diapers out for 300 families, and it's going to be at the First Baptist of Lafayette, First Baptist, I'm not exactly sure, 1100 Lee Avenue. They're going to be giving out diapers for 300 families, November the 16th. That's a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay, next Wednesday, right, from 10 a.m. to 1. And we need to keep that in mind so that we could mention it also.
Okay.
All right, so we are out of here. Thank you so very much. You could reach me at I will find
that she got on one particular TV show, and the lady said, where can I reach you? You can reach me on Brother J webpage. Now they're looking around, who's Brother J webpage?
I have to do that.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Have you